All right, y'all. So today's topic, our discussion topic, is something that I like to call "Shut up and do it." You know, shut up and do it. How's that sound?
Shut up and do it sounds good to me.
Shut up and do it. Now, shut up and do it is what it means is that there's far too many of us, far too many people, and I like to say, I don't care where you come from, what your color is, what you believe. That's your personal business. But when it comes to achieving things, accomplishing goals, or just flat out do what you say you want to do, let your words match your actions. There's far too many of us that we spend way too much time talking and not enough doing. Just in the course of a day, you know, just let it roll back, roll your mind back, and just think about how many times you hear people, or more importantly, hear yourself say, "I'm gonna do this. You know, I'm gonna get this done. I want this thing. I want that job. I want to make more money," and you never take any steps to make that thing happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So one of the biggest things is when you just make a decision and then you shut up and start working. Now don't just jump your ass off a cliff and just make some old random ass decision,
Right.
and then try to get it because and the reason behind it is because you see somebody else with it. Mm-hmm. You see somebody else doing something, you following behind other people. But no, when you may see something that you like, and if it's something that you really like, and you decide that that's something that you want to introduce into your life, because ultimately that's what we're doing. When you bring things and people you're allowing them into your life, so they're going to have an effect on you and you on them. You know, it's a relationship thing. It's energy. So when you make that decision, that's a serious fucking thing. Once you set it in your mind, there's really not too much else, in my experience, in my opinion, that you need to be running around parading it around to everybody else. Ooh, look at me posting shit on social media. It's like, you made the decision, shut the fuck up and get to work.
And that's why we started this channel, because we've been talking about it. Mm-hmm. And we decided to just go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. We don't know where it's going to take us. We don't know where it's going to end up.
Right.
But it's the step in a journey, and we're going to see it through to the end. Whether we're successful or not, we're just going to push through.
And see, I look at success as I'm doing something that I enjoy doing. Mm-hmm. I'm doing something that I don't mind spending time doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's plenty of things that I've done throughout the course of my life that I did not fucking like doing, and I could not, and I gave up my time and I could never get it back. Mm-hmm. So doing something like this, sharing with the world, essentially,
Right.
YouTube, whatever, but sharing is something that I don't mind doing. So if
I do.
So it's like, if the funny thing about this very simple way of thinking is, once you start working, you made your decision, and then you go to work, and you just working, and it's like, whatever it is, like if you decide I need to learn a new language, or whatever the case may be, I need to learn a new skill so I can make more money. But you go to fucking work, and I mean, you really go to work. Once you start going to work, people gonna start paying attention. Because believe it or not, you don't have to, real leaders don't have to say much.
Right.
You will attract attention by your work ethic, by doing, by keeping true to yourself. So oftentimes in the beginning stages, for many of us, we're so busy trying to, because we have doubt.
Right.
We got that self-doubt, and we're not totally sure. So, and we're used to going to others to validate ourselves. So you're so busy trying to put it out there in the universe and, law of attraction. And usually it's the people that are closest to you, that love you and care about you. The people that don't want to see you in pain and in any harm. They will plant seeds of doubt in your mind. And that will be what it's almost like that seed will grow, and before you know it, you start slacking. Or even still, you never really get started.
Right.
You never really put all your energy into it, because now it's like, well, damn, maybe I should have a backup plan. Maybe I shouldn't, put all my effort into this thing.
It reminds me of a book I once read. It was about this young man who had big dreams of leaving his hometown, and he told everybody his dream. And his parents told him he shouldn't do it. His friends told him he shouldn't do it. All the people who were close to him told him he shouldn't do it. And then even with all that opposition to not do it, he did it anyway. On his way out the town, everybody who told him he shouldn't do it, he couldn't do it, met him at the end of the town and wished him good luck. And, they were proud of him for doing it, because nobody else had ever done it before. And so he went on the journey, and down the road, he met many obstacles that made him want to turn back. But he kept forward, and he made it to his goal. I think a lot of times we don't push through. We get started, and sometimes we hit that first obstacle and we stop because it's hard. It's not what I expected. All this other stuff. We capitulate, we complain. This is wrong. That's wrong, and this isn't going according to plan. But no plan survives the enemy. A famous person once said.
You make a decision, you rock with it, you take off, you off to the races, and then you get to a certain point, or you get down the road and you like, you know what, fuck, I don't like this shit. I don't like this thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you start to become a serial starter type motherfucker, you got some other issues.
Right.
But there's nothing wrong with making a decision, and especially if it's something you've never done before, but it's like, you try it. You try it out, and you may decide that, you know what, this really ain't for me.
Right.
Or this thing is cool, but it's not my passion. It's not really me. So it's like, don't be afraid to try new things, but the foundation for it all is you made your decision and you own it. You take it with you. You don't put your shit off on nobody else. If you chose to go skydiving and the motherfucking parachute didn't open and you broke both your goddamn legs or whatever,
at least you survived.
You survived. You know what I'm saying? But you chose to do that shit.
Yeah. Can't blame God for that one.
Yeah, I mean,
you decided to jump out of a perfectly good plane.
Hey. I've jumped out of planes before. Ain't nothing wrong with that shit. But I'm just saying is that, there's other people involved in that one example. But I'm saying, ultimately, I chose to say, you know what? I want to go jump out of a fucking plane. And then I went and found a way and a means to do it.
Yeah. Now,
if something happened along that way, I still initiated that process.
I don't know about the jumping out the plane part. I ain't done that. But I know it's one thing we both have done that was, I think, a big leap. And that was getting married. That changed my life. And that, in and of itself, was a major change in my life. Changed me forever. And, my wife gives me, she humbles me quite a bit. And it's nothing like being humbled by somebody super close to you, because they know all of your bad habits and they can point them out like that. So
Yeah, I mean,
But that's for another day.
yeah, definitely. Now, marriage is definitely that's definitely another big topic for becoming alpha. But not just marriage, but relationships in general. Getting married, being married, is definitely you taking a leap. And you know, some of us have taken a leap more than once. I'll raise my hand, but I'm very happily married now, and I'm gonna make it work. You know, and that's on me. I'm gonna make this motherfucker work this time. You know what I'm saying. So that'll be a topic, as he said, for another time. But to wrap this up, being alpha, you know, shut up and do it. And see, I want to call it shut the fuck up and do it, but shut up and do it. Whatever it is that you want to do, that you want to make a move on, take some time. Don't be so quick to make decisions. You know, because I've read studies where they say, you know, like successful people, entrepreneurs, they can make a decision quickly. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them, like, they'll take the information in and assess it. But once they make that decision, they own that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's like with any leader. You know, you make your decision and you own it and you go with it. And if once you start moving, once you start that campaign forward, and if things start to fall apart, if you start getting casualties, then you might have to say, you know what? Oh shit, we need to back up. But you own that shit too. Mm-hmm. You know, don't put it off on nobody else. Own your shit. Make a decision on whatever it is, and then shut up and go get it. You know, so from me to you, from us to all of y'all, you know, this is Becoming Alpha, signing out. And I say, go out there and get it. All right?
Indeed.
Peace.
Peace.